Well, my name is Terry Bolden. Serve as the district director for the Ohio district office, as I mentioned. We have 68 district offices across the entire country. And here in the Great Lakes region, which covers 6 states, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois. Did I say Michigan? Yeah, Michigan, the state up north. I try not to forget them, but a little competitive. But Ohio had 2 district offices for many years. It was a historical thing where, years ago, Cleveland was its own state. I mean, it really was a powerhouse, not only for small business, but we also processed loans at one point. But we no longer do that. So most recently, through government efficiency, and you all have heard of Doge, right? Right. We've put together a plan to merge the districts into one district office, which will be the Ohio district. It used to be Cleveland and then Columbus, but it's all going to be Ohio. So my role as the district director is really to just serve you. I have a team of 12 individuals that do lending. They help with counseling and contracting. The federal government is the largest purchaser of goods by far across the entire world. And in between those 12 individuals, we also work with our resource partners across the state. A little bit quick about me. I am from Cleveland, but I moved to Columbus. I worked for the Department of Transportation for a number of years as a director for outreach and engagement. And I came on to the SBA during the pandemic as a deputy, worked in Columbus. So it was definitely an eye-opening experience to see businesses trying to thrive when everything was shut down, right? It was, it was just long nights. We had banks calling us on the weekend saying we can't get into our portal. We had small businesses saying, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to keep my doors open. And we created a program, PPP and EIDL, to get capital out the door to our small businesses. All in all, to say that program was already in existence, the 7A and the 504 program, we just transformed it to help the businesses during that time. So what leads me into say, since 1953, our main focus was to get capital to small businesses. But we have 4 C's. And the 4 C's is capital, contracting, counseling, and crisis. And one thing that you'll learn more about the SBA, or if you haven't, is if there is a natural disaster, whether it's the California fires or if it's a tornado, we are the first agency actually on the ground before FEMA in most cases, because we do direct loans to small businesses at a low percentage, at a term loan, to help them get back on their feet right away. And we're also moving into the residential space as well. So that being said, in the 4 C's, our core competency is really to help businesses grow. Now, just to be quick and short, the 7A program is a program been around since 1953. The SBA doesn't do direct lending. We give that delegated authority to all of our 5,400 lenders across the U.S. But what we do is we guarantee the loan up to 85% of the loss. So as a new small business who, you might be a little more riskier for a bank to say yes, we make it a little bit easier, because they say, you know what, we'll get our money back from the federal government if it doesn't work out. So the SBA guarantees the loss of the loan. That's what makes it easier for you to go to a bank, whether it's Huntington, a credit union, or U.S. Bank, and say, I want to get an SBA loan. And they basically say, okay, fine. The SBA is backing it. That's a 7A program. The 504 program, and I did hear of some folks briefly about, I guess, owning a building. This is the best real estate program across the board, because the owner is only putting in 10%. It's called 504. And in that loan program, it's 10% from the owner, 40% from the Community Development Corporation, and 50% from the lender. And basically, it is a fixed loan at around 6%. You can take it out for 30, 25 years. And it makes it easier for you if you're a barber or if you think about buying a plaza. As long as it's owner operated up to 51% or occupied, you can use that 504 loan to buy that building. Counseling, we provide counseling through, I have one of our partners here, the Urban League. I know Joe's not here, but hopefully she can make it. But they operate a SBDC, a small business development center. So if you need counseling or build your business plan, they'll help you do that at the SBD. We help fund those through our program from DC. So counseling and contracting. The 8A program is still around. I'm sure many of you heard some different stories about where that whole certification is going, but it is still around. It is codified. That program is going to be around along with the Hub Zone, the veteran or women-owned business, and then again, as I mentioned, the crisis. So the 4 C's, in short: capital, contracting, counseling, and crisis is what we do at the SBA.
Thanks to the Chi-East Chamber sponsors who help make everything we do possible. Find more ways to grow at chieast.org.